Yeah, they weaponize love, making a move around every single place by their whole fucking design. Them criminal cops stack brigade made all over the place, weaponizing love, weaponizing everything against targeted individuals the same way. So you can go and pretend that that crime's anything you want to, man, like it's schizophrenia. Inside of that whole swoop of an abuse, being poisoned up over here in this line since I was 2, so my father could get away with being a fucking rapist, cause he's a bitch, nigga. So, and that's what these systems protect. They're all slumped up in their whole vision in your minds, so you can take off their badges, fuck what they do, and fuck their sleuth with an abusive ass way by design, because it's raping people out of their whole fucking minds by design, from the educational systems to the dirt cheap ways that they're playing about your money, as if that's money when there's no currency to be taken out here. To be taken out here makes me so sick. To catch up them in the act, they lie up in their shadow, in their dark packs, outnumbered, trying to get you to react, while their criminal pacts all working in that system with the devil. So let's create something out of thin air, just to take it there. It's just so heathen, they don't even fucking care. They can't even work with their own laws, man. So how are you gonna fucking act like rape, hacking, hijacking, and poisoned ain't a fucking crime, but speaking out against it is? Oh fuck you bitches, niggas from Tone. Get out of the fucking car and take your fucking badge off. You're making blood money, taking it to the bank and feeding your fucking kids, B? How the fuck can you even look at yourself in the mirror, bitch? Every single blind-sided crime that you're trying to rob, all out of tongues and minds, unable to think about them issues while they're working up in new proxy warfares to elevate you, simultaneously poison you up all out of your cup. Yeah, how you gonna weaponize that time and try to appreciate love when that whole world's design is straight fucked and misaligned inside of their own fucking bloodbath of a fucked up mind? You wanna play about as a judge but be Freemasons too? All occultist design, I think you missed the move. You got no love in the room, and if it that type of law that you writing don't have love, you ain't a fucking lawman, bitch. You're just working up in that switched up design for the devil, bitch. So take up your laws out here. You're straight up lost inside of your own flawed up way. Take all of that blood money to the bank, cause you're nothing but a bitch. And in the end, I'm sure God will switch up on you too, just like you did humanity. Leave you in that lake of fire, see? I don't even care what you want to believe, cause people like me is just like being hung up on that cross. So they're placing you in steps, Proxy made to break you down.
Damn.
Poison up your mind so you can't
so
speak out. And them biological warfares that they're taking my free will away, trying to be up in that straight criminal brigade made move all over everything in this life. It's a sleuth of an abusive way to leave people bankrupt and financial ruins, just to dim up your light and drain you dry, so that natural glow up and shine you can't release while they're testing up on their police to rewind them scripts. Criminal eyes being folded up on misaligned. They're straight up dick moves. They're straight up dick moves. Within each and every single crime spree that they've been placing inside of my life the entire time that they're leaving slick that you can play up this dirty trick and make it there. Nah, you wanna be roaming in the dark, swinging on that dark work all over hearts and minds. I'm here to leave them fully troubled. All that trouble, being snarked out of your whole mind. Your bitches decide your whole cockamamie show. To play gods all over the fucking place in this life. Oh my god, did you just try to kill me? Yeah, I really think you did. And you know you fucking did. In your grave of a mind, crime spree, suicide, trying to play up and slide. Stand up back up on your feet, but I'd leave you defeated. Every single place you needed. Try and stand up without your whole murder shit show by designing your whole proxy warfare by design. You occultists move so cowardice. All your Freemasons that you need out here. Staking people out. Your whole fucked up design. So stand up back up on your feet. Swayed in your whole stance over entire lives. Cause there's police out here that are playing on two sides, double-minded crimes. You wanna come up into my home when I'm like 18 years old without a warrant, G? What the fuck were you even doing there, B? So yeah, I had to learn by patterns of this abuse that I was being poisoned up since I was like 2, 3, so my dad could get away with rape. These brothers could be so fake and phony up inside of their whole entire lives to try and play me out blind, leave me in a proxy war by design. Think you switched up against your own kind from the ways that God made you to. Bitch, this is news, so rise up back up on your feet, cause I loved you. How the fuck could you do this to me, your own brother? To skip up and around, so obsolete, just to cross me off in my own home, fighting so fucking hard to get out of that covert warfare that they then laid all over my whole entire life, just to leave them blades steadily going inside my back, twisting them all up nice and slow, fighting just to breathe. So I ain't looking for your truth anymore, cause I can see it, feeling it for exactly what it was happening to me now. As that exposure hit that surface of that crime, so wild and in out, so it ain't cool being killed by my own love and life. So my soul screamed, no insides to call upon me, calling upon the Lord. After this type of criminal score, my memory resurfaced as I got away from them finally, fucking finally. 10, 11, 12 months to get away from Jesse Lee and Aurelia to play at that crime all over my life, and my dad too. I couldn't trust a fucking thing now that they fucking did to me, playing about my whole love life to covertly carry out this murder all over my life. Like what an actual fuck, man. Through every single chain of abuse that you're trying to weave into my life, it was me standing there, barely able to breathe, thinking, oh holy Lord, lift me up and pick me up from right within the places of my own life they wanted to write me off, as if just being held down to the ground inside, like I was being placed so misaligned as a baby by my own fucking father getting already. Fuck your bitches out here, protecting your whole sex traffickers. Keep your all dirt near each other and wear their badges too. Put on them robes and be Freemasons too. Cause all your fucking criminals by design, all being plagiarized inside of a covert war crime. Just so monstrous all over my life to leave me so poisoned up so badly. Yeah, I was unable to think is that you left me to fall down to the ground repeatedly throughout my life. It was as if I didn't have any part of me at all. From the time I was born, I was being forlorn. I didn't want this, but it's exactly the same way I felt when I was 3, 4, or 5. Growing up inside of that proxy warfare by design, fighting so hard to stay alive. Like Johnny 5, lost within a war zone, in all of them vague ties of a whole criminal enterprise, pushed from every corner in my life to push me out of every single job I've ever had. Directly inside of that war zone, trained inside of that crime spree to bleed me out dry. Proxy lovers in the mix now, with that deception in their fucking eyes. I couldn't stand what had become of my life, all because of my own blood brothers and my blood father, trying to snake away my entire life to leave me in that fucking sleuth of an abusive crime that Jesse Lee played up by Proxy to be that hacker, to control every last little thing in that affair, to take it there, leaving me lost in stares, being poisoned up in my whole fucking life, trying to get out of that war crime that's been placing inside of my life, to push me pinned to the ground, to leave me without a sound of myself, freely to be me. It's a whole enterprise, creating that identity theft to leave me blind, leave me bereft of my whole ability to shine. It's heartless as fuck. It's heartless as fuck what they did to me, man. Just to leave me all poisoned up in the worst of ways. To leave me homelessness to die. Any association of benefits dangling like a threat. Cars and homes and abilities all over my life suddenly under threat. Under threat. As that whole world trafficked that community of that abused, getting left in an open air cage, a prison system made up of their own abuses, while these criminal cops, they can act and talk this, but they walk another way. They steal your wallets and keys to the bank, to steal up your whole life stage, 'cause it's an abusive crime that everyone can see. So you'll work it out if you got them spiritual eyes to see it. You'll be that real one, like Tupac Shakur, being prearranged so hardcore to enforce that type of collapse by design. As they're engineering a whole bloodbath over your kind of life. To be true lovers. The whole kaleidoscope view, their whole cockamamie show, broken down. So it's reinforced to the collapse, engineering that whole drive-through type of programming to lay that entrapment, like it's being confined inside of an open-air prison system, open-air violence, supposing to remain so compliant, all set up and out of line. Y'all can take that blood money back to the banks, establish your own rank. Let's jump in the tank. Let's jump in the tank. Go to war, bitch, man. With all your fucked up design, playing up them two sides of that crime. Y'all stepping out of line, treating us with physical violence over them dark schemes that you wanna slow erase me. Coming from them demonic institutions, the same ways to protect y'all double little-minded half-lives, orbitally working around someone's energy just to keep that truth from being aware. There's no honorable stability out here, being lost in your whole peace, within that tranquility of love that's being lost off, not sent from above. side of the police, wearing the badges while playing up on that two sides of every single crime of abuse over people's lives. We're playing with the details that the devil's in, shadowies and souls, straight down to the stalls, playing their masterful game with your whole love and trust, enough to block all your blessings, to work on the best things in this life that could be so meaningful. They're blocking everyone's blessings in the tens and hundreds of folds, going in full motion, sight of 100-fold, in the shadowy of that crime, greed, envy, and jealousy, and lust, getting all lost within their own love and trust. Advancements made over trust, trying to gatekeep every single key witness and stonewall you into an entrapment of that witchcraft bloodbath that they're leading you to figuratively bleed you out dry, just to leave you up on that noose, tight, swinging from them trees, swinging in the breeze. So yeah, we need that judge without that discernment to come up with them eyes wide awake to the institutional of this type of crime spree, of a real heart and mind, to see the patterns of abuse and all of the lies by design, to keep me in chaos all over my life. So these devils playing up in high stakes over a whole man's life, they all fakes, full scope on levels of lives being played and twisted up all over the place, as some knives going in my back and twisting it up inside of their whole fucking attack. So I hit that discovery that didn't ever break. They wanted to take me down to the ground for all time so they can cover up their own fucked up crimes against me. Why don't you just allow me to get away, bitch? The devil's in the details. I finally reached the truth. All slayed up morally and bankrupt, and they stayed slaughtered in that youth, trying to be up on that very blast back, to stay up true to my own self. All these people blast back. People kept me shoved out down up on that booth, running dirty tricks to steal up my name and my youth, my time and energy. They're harvesting it all too, towards all that I could ever have been. By this far inside of my life, being stonewalled to that throne, trying to keep my life covered up down to that bone. I was suffocating, I couldn't even sleep, and God broke through that very dark way in me. I was working up in the shadows behind every part of my life. So look before you leap, cause this world's so fast asleep. We're watching these babies right down that drain, their lives stay enslaved inside of the Jesus Christ slain. They ain't trying to run him in, that son of Cain, son of God, son of man, even taking out the feds to leave their whole data plans inside of that duty that's being lost and misaligned, cause this world don't see God. It's such a shame. This world's lost inside of its own mind, and I'm having trouble to find as if there's anything real out here anymore. People lost that battle to their own minds, being lost inside all that's been digging out here to leave you all lost inside of your own stairs. Cause the devil's in the details, playing up on the other side, getting you to accept this and that. He's properly prepared to throw you in that lake of fire, no matter if they stay asleep. They can't hide from God now. They try their whole wills to hide from that public affair that they're trying to take stance in. They're trying to take stance in, to leave in sex traffickers protected by the police, to leave all of these crimes inside of their own ways, that they want to keep playing up that dirty show to wash life away for all that blood, money, and the power and greed. Such a sad place to be now. Look what they did to leave people out here without their basic needs, as they aim to assassinate me. All that's beautiful about that true life, liberty, everything that I could have lived this far already, being left out blind when everything's on your captions. You're just a fractional mind. Can't believe that people would even kill our dear Lord and Savior. Even if he wasn't a deity, just a man, what they did to him.
Hey fam, you the plug.
So I don't even give a fuck about this type of systematic crime. They got no love. They got no love inside of their whole heartless design to kill our own dear Lord sent to save us from our sins. And people look around and see all of the patterns that are getting louder than loud. Then all of their dirty tricks to keep you blind. And they think it's fine to paint the details here. Pretty obvious that it recycles back around again, and history repeats itself as people get tormented, ignored, and left in that same type of assassination that they focus in the flux of these dirtier than dirty, fucked up clucks playing up them two sides, wearing badges and them uniforms. I don't even care what's uniform to you if you're a heartless cock, as you could be. You're straight up crooks in the crux of all you need to look. Your dirty fucks, as crazy made as narcissistic can be. It's all the masses over another life, all over that lost and hurt up lonely soul, trying to take out here a real life left in that whole war zone. To find out healing and hope in this hopeless and godless society, full of these dirty sicknesses, a loathsome disease, all living off fast asleep in that bloodbath. And you take that blood money all the way to the end. So fascinating that these people are living that half fucking life, so fucking stupid and blind. It's all of this evil out here, as if they ain't misaligned inside of their own mind, playing them double two times, denying the truth and the details, just to break that foreign made plan, to break the bank over others' love and trust, as they can be so unethical as can be, broken up in the fucks, these dirty clucks, silencing that compassion, all that prophetic that needed to lay down. They got all dusted up in their fabrication, playing plastic and evil designs, while the real system's storming gets denied inside of that hell that it sits inside of a whole propaganda machine. People just straight up blind. All we should be exposing this corruption left and right. Let it out, discovery, and don't flip it in reverse. Straight up drive forward over all of it, man, so we can disrupt them crooks of the whole damn system and disrupt it all. Let them out here to fully fall. Let them out here to fully fall. Each and every single fucking abuse that they drained inside of that whole reach for your discovery of their whole influx of dirty tracks, all morally bankrupt in their deep deception of this demonic fleets, just to try and steal your own names and bodies, to leave them in ashes. So yeah, rise up with that phoenix to be, when these people are dirtier than these dirty cops, playing up in their whole tricked up minds and a vision. Their dirty tricks, they're lost and blind. We're gonna flow in a new method. Just these generational curse breakers. Ready? So they're trying to smother up life in that suffering you can see. If you can't see that suffering, you're just so blind, see? So look before you leap, cause the world around us is fast asleep as can be, to drain you of that innocence that you reported. Throwing on that dirt, throwing that dirt, shame upon your whole names. Do you literally even stop to celebrate all of the pain that they create? Or is there a damn reverse button on this whole rig? Because it's being rigged up by a design, see? Something humans for more than all of this pain that we're seeing out here on display all over life. So from your own hearts and minds, can we make that new start? Or is life just being bled out blind by that tired crying of a demonic type? Cause my life personally, I haven't even got to start it. Not even start that car of that engine to try and go far. That new feel of a Bugatti feel that would feel so unreal. I've been dying just to feel that type of Audi safe and reach the Dakota trails inside of something like a Range Rover, inside of my lathe, jaw roll over, inside of that dust that's been blazed inside, stealing all of trust away. So I believe we can do better than this as humanity. So please, please humanity, slam on your brakes. Think about it, try it twice, thrice. Can we revolutionize for a better global change? Or is that love ride just on the wheel? A whole bloodbath, aim to steal, kill. Because people are literally living dumpster half-life on fire all the way from the blood banks to take that blood back to the bank. They play up as if they had that rank, but it's just a design over a criminal enterprise of how life could be, what I could see. But can you even see that pain? Or you just celebrate that pain, mate? I think it's incredibly insane. World, yeah, choosing to love and remain this way. Instead, the world's fast asleep to life that could be beautifully made. Is it a crime nowadays to try and rewind from how they're killing it, sanctified inside of this dumpster fire scant? While whole lifelongs of abuse are being weighted, all of that pain, never ever being able to truly stay inside of the slave as of them crime sprees that never fade. A whole dumpster fire up with speakers circling lapses around lies abducted without awareness deep inside of minds by a poisonous biological warfare that seeps deep inside, unable to sleep, to reason or scream out for help. Rage surged. I didn't like that scent this world could create. So if I suddenly came to discovery of all of my memories of what was happening to me at the time, I haven't even been able to stop writing since I joined the real world. Thanks to Andrew Tate, trying to strengthen copywriting skills to take it back to the bank. The whole heartfelt movement. That's love that's being written. Disguise is out here, making up a vision for change. It's a complicated story, sure, but love was being blind and then awestruck morality, leaving that real love lit up on them stages. The whole heartless disease inside of them, that some type of crime inside, it's being cheaply displayed as a discount on your spirit, your whole mind by design, as they work to release that love in your heart since you were born, right from the start. So can we put that love back in mission? Or are we being straight led into blackness with true love life being snatched up like a curse and left inside of that earth that just hurts worse, to be bled up for days, lost inside of that death curse, a hearse? So I believe your love in life was snatched like a curse. So let's put it in verse. Rip that shit in reverse. Maxed up clean, off of that shelf. It's been so dirty. All the sights inside of your love life shattered within that lost state. Lifelong song inside of the heart, mind of the kind that hasn't ever cared about that type of start, the type of starter, the car that you could take there. And I cared more about life, my love of my life was being put on scope underneath that gun and that crime spree that they could take upon me.
Zane 98.
This is about people's ability to love right. At least that moral hope and all of that love that's been lost. Side of my life being so heavily crossed and tossed to the side. But all of this hurts worse while they running around me, leaving me so cursed. And my whole heart's purpose to surface, watching the very people that I've loved turning into thieves, digging into the seams to steal away my whole dignity, my identity, that type that gets totally poisoned up dead, side lost upon their own selves lost up, control inside of that demolition. My life, lost in my ways, lost in my refrains, lost in my brains. They poisoned up me to corrupt me and crash out all of my entire life, leave me fighting their abuse through that memory after memory, to elicit a response, to steal up that national identity straight up out of me, to turn everything normal. Side of my life, pushed into looking like a recluse, but nobody sees the puppeteers pulling them strings, controlling all over my life, to work me out of me, as if I was being stolen away by all of them, trafficking me to the abuse of all that's evil in this world. It's everything that I could be, or think I could be, wasn't allowed to be even my own self, and my autonomy of mind being bled out so blind. So everything that could be inside my own story. So I reached out for love, I reached out for truth through all that I had to go through. So I'm hitting that victory button now. As if pressing in a pressed up emotional heart wreck, one after another abuse that they led me into, with all that they did to me, to level me out of me. I couldn't speak like this before. So it's just made that type of pain. It's by their design. What could ever hurt worse? Slandering the inside of that abuse that they're slamming me to slaughter all of my goals, all of the blessings that I could never reach, because they're stopping me from even reaching you. You see, hacking every single place they can hack to leave me so data mapped. So I was black and blue. The fuck could I do? Where could I go? I only wanted this corrupt warfare to stop inside of my life, for every single place in my life. So no matter what, I'll try to get back up on top of this war zone. Every last one of them that played a hand, pulling me through all that I had to go through to carry me up off that ground where they wanted me placed over and over and over, slipped out, barely holding on, straight down to the road, to be all crashed out. So at some point, it's gotta stop. Stop sitting against me. Stop trying to curse me. Stop trying to poison me. Stop trying to hack me. I'm heavily anointed by the lion, Zion, the God all over humanity. Yeah, what you did will really truly show. You screwed up my whole globe. With what you did to me. And these people, yeah, they know. So horrific. As if anyone couldn't have even had known. Yeah, in all of the ways that I could have been glowing up to shine up inside of my own life.
98.
So yeah, anyone would basically snap, being played right into that bloodbath of the most abusive type. It's just so horrific. Because me in a real life of my own, I would light up and glow up and shine. But I just can't. I'm just not allowed to. Even the police playing up in this abuse against me, just to hold me down, to die in the dark of my whole life. Because that pain, yeah, that pain never felt fast asleep. All that pain that got cursed up and thrown about me, to level me out and leave me out of my own autonomy of mind, being so dispersed by the poisoned up ways.
If your opinion is belief aligns with the majority, like I'm starting to realize you're probably...
Ever since inception of birth, so cursed inside of a war zone over me. That's what hurts, to be so trapped out of my own autonomy of mind, poisoned up relentlessly. While the demons of another's sin kept me so leapt up out of my own self and mind. There's no room for me there, unable to find me inside of the reflections that just got bent like the mirrors inside of my own life. Got bent ever since I was just a young baby, trying to work it all out, trying to work all of this pain out. I felt within the bombs that they hid, that scent of the storm I couldn't find. Within what I was being cut up inside, I wasn't able to see that sign.
8.
It was a landmine worked over me to mark me up and work me up all out of my mind. So I walked straight to Jesus every single time while they slept on me. Lord, oh God, Jesus raised me up back. So he put his words back into my mouth. I'm gonna speak out till everyone knows and every knee bows. As I crawled right out of hell, I cried out so loud. I was lucky to be alive at all. So of course they needed to paint me up as the dangerous one, because I could see it all now. I could see all of that crime spree that's been meant and played to steal me up all out of my life ever since birth, being so poisoned up in that mirth that stayed within that lie. They all smirked and laughed and scoffed at me in the backgrounds of all that they could have played against me to leave me so poisoned up in my whole body and my autonomy of mind. I just wanted to be able to work for once and be able to work for once for myself in time. So I'm sprinting now to the finish line, because I found the whole blueprint of this war zone. That crime. So I don't care if they can manipulate others. I could see that crime for exactly what it was that was being done to me. I wanted my life back. The light of Jesus Christ and the autonomy of me. That originality that Christ designed me for. Because this was all set up to steal me away from me before I could even know my own name.
98.
Before I could even know my own flames inside of me. All of that pressure and pain, being locked in a cage of lies. They could go ahead and try to deny, trying to keep retaining my own mind, resisting the pressures inside of my life that they didn't only play to leave me so destabilized. They played heavily in the cracks to come out. They wanted that truth to be busted up, totally combusted, broken away altogether so nobody could see that truth before I'd just die inside of their whole crime spree. flashing out this truth real loud soon. So I was crashing down inside of my life with their plans to take me out, to leave me crashed up in my life. So I'm just trying to crash back, crash that party.
98.
They were marking me out. All that I choose to take, use that full fall in my life with these flakes, playing about my whole life, yeah. Some breaking that exposure one way or another, as they scrambling to win. When I was just eggs they made out of me to level me out, so I crashed up out of that it could be. All that I wanted to be out here is to level me out here so loud and clear. All that you would need to be played up inside of your life, rather just to be blood up to go down than them crimes that they've committed against me the whole time, the whole lifespan. That crime of envy, the hacking, identity thievery of every minute of my life, low life song, almost being of a totality of a total takedown, whole life to the ropes, poisoning me to position me inside of this warfare that they gave, inside that psychological warfare. Nowhere to start. When I loved hard. How could they even have taken it there for that whole groupthink of attack to stage me up to die? For all that they did to level me out, all out of my mind. They hurt me so bad, down to the core of everything that I could have ever had. And even still, these police are protecting these cooks to put my life in a blender, the whole essence of me being drained, when all I wanted was that me back. The me that I was supposed to be able to be, not be so poisoned off.
90.
Ways that I couldn't even see is that state of them telling me it was being a state, just to steal every last thing away from my birthday. From birth to the grave, fighting so constantly to survive through every single thing that they've made for me to save my life. So my own equity of mind, my property of me, to take me in, reasonably be able to live that equity and love, the kind that I wanted from the beginning, to create that own legacy of my own heart's purpose, and that whole worth of me, stealing my whole name, energy harvesting off of me, to take their cockamamie crimes all over me, to leave me blind, or I just wanted to make me again, me wherever I could be. They aimed to take me, harvest off of everyone's place, portion out all that I was, all of that I could be, left in that dumpster fire of their scans, to light up every single part of my life, light it up in flames, suggesting that they've ever had love for me. Nah, they didn't. They only aimed to steal my eyes from their crime the entire time, just to be so heathen, to leave me so nicked out, like an empty husk of my own self and autonomy, just to showcase all of that I could be. So yeah, you can have all of your affairs, all that you did to take it there. I just wanted to get away. Just wanted to get away so badly. So they could be pretending to ever be there for me, to keep me blind in the darkest corners of a whole heartless crime, to be plagiarized inside of my whole life. Like I'm up in my mind, like a mime, being mummified, aimed to drain me up so dry, set up to look like that Fallout kid, just through that state of the art warfare that was played up on me from the beginning of my couldn't see, not even knowing what was happening to me. Cause that's what that poison of arsenic did to me, while being engineered. But it just so happened to be happening quickly. This type of scant all over my life, marinated inside of the trouble of a lifetime of this crime, staging me up to wash me all out of my mind and wash me all up out of my life, simply because I could see it now for what it was. For the destruction to cause me to have to figure it all out alone, because now that I've survived all of that storm, they have people in places.
Zane. 98.
You got people in places that people just can't believe. The heaviest type of crime spree over me that anyone could ever think people could take. So that was God who covered me, kept me alive. There was no other thing that it could be, cause I couldn't see. I couldn't see. To even reason inside of my own mind, I didn't have memories. So I survived. So all of my memories came crashing and all of my insights made me tied to the ground. Never puked and cried harder in my life. When I came to realize that whole love life was a proxy warfare, just to keep me poisoned up and so unfair. All it was created inside of a panic to take me out. Without panic unfolding, they looked me dead in the eyes, sick with intention, inside of that crash out my whole life, to leave me inside of my life having to figure it all out. So they knew now, I'm not pretending, I wanted my fucking life back. It's been 44 years of all of my life left for me to figure all of you out. So no more lying or trying to minimize and deflect how you played me out now. You can go ahead and act clueless.
98.
She played in circles to run around me, because them plots that have been played out so steadily throughout my life ever since I was that little baby boy, set up to die, as young as 5, and them heartless ass plans they could take. So they wanna call that delusional persecution, man. Fuck the whole medical system, it's so abusive. So I held on so tightly for my whole life to see, trying to make things feel right. I wasn't born to be messed with like this. No one's supposed to be up in that type of way to be erased without any exposure to know how to run, or even knowing that you had anything to run from, since just what them poisonous ways do, to leave that person swallowed up whole, all that they could be, that heartless and hollow, down to the road, down to the gravels, down to the marble. I remember sitting there on the ground, staring. What the fuck is happening to me? What the fuck was happening to me? So yeah, this fucking crime is so fucking sad.
You know I love you. I'm sorry that I said I didn't earlier. It's just the one thing I knew would hurt you. But you know I love you. And I know that you love me too. It's just that sometimes love isn't enough. I mean, it shouldn't be this hard, you know? We're always fighting and saying things that we don't mean, and then we can't take them back, and I hate that. I wish I could forget all of the bad, but we haven't been on the same page for a while now. We've let too many bad days happen in a row, and I'm just tired. I don't know where to go from here. How do we grow from here? Maybe we don't.
So what she said to me while playing that dirty, wicked crime all over my life, to leave me so blindsided.
Zane 90.
How can you call that love at all when you're leaving me poisoned up in a poisoned up body, going into work? Is it feeling ghosted on myself? You know that shit hurt. You know that shit hurt. But they could play me up in a proxy war by design, stage me up inside of my own mind, able to say, buying that truth. It's being played to position me straight out of my own purpose, like I'm supposed to be some warrior standing there, looking clear off into thin air, not even able to see what was being taken inside of my whole life. Cause that's not love. That's not love, girl. You were born inside of a body that was made for so much more than to take money, manipulation, or bribes. Being played up on Jesse Lee's side to gaslight me inside of my own home, inside of my own life, and autonomy of mind. Save it if that finish line looks so far off, trying to get there to cross it, cause that's my mission, inside of my own heart's work. Is that charitable vision that I had? That's a real movement that will be made first, before I die. Gotta take over now, cause I was just being wiped out. So wiped out that they could ever try to stop me, full steam ahead, with all the demons that they lie in wait to try and take me all out of my whole breath and mind, my whole body, every single one of them that were setting me up in stages to die.
Zane 90.
It's such a heartless exposure, poisoning me up so heavily, leading me down to the ground, down to the road, in full length of me, my love, and my love for them, vitally being lit up in flames, as they stole almost every single part of me away, leaving me to fight this all alone inside of the chaos I was drowning in, internally played up in that dumpster fire that they just lit up so effortlessly, caged up like an animal, girl set up with that crime spree. I just wanted to be myself, set free, to be able to rise up back, to love, be loved in return, type of love that gets sent from the heavens above. Not this type of war-made maze, leaving my mind up in that haze of Proxy's design to leave me poisoned up, so blind. Yeah, I wanted to rise back up, a whole new me, a
Zane
whole new me that this world has never
90.
ever seen. Cause all that they have done, trying to play me out to death, playing their death magic curses upon me, leaving me lost in a hearse ever since I've been birthed. For that storm of that sexual abuse, man. So I'm calling on the real ones out here, calling out the real ones home. Come, please help me fight this battle with me. Can't fight these demons all alone in my life. They're dropping all these bomb tracks. Trust, being set up like lust, leaving me so lost, dear brother, dear brother. Make them all hit home, dropping bombs all over the place, inside of our songs. Kaboom, kaboom, when we step into the room. So let everyone know that Heartwerks that's been born, all of that death curse that's been placed inside of the chants, and all of their occultists' death magic is about to get swept away. All of your death magic and covenants of Satan, I bind you up now inside of the mighty name, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ's name, to shine up in the light so bright,
Zane.
it'll turn the darkest night into daylight, ablaze.
8.
Because of all of this rage that you left inside of me, nowhere to go, just standing in place, just standing in place, to stare off into the void, so they can go practice their occultism with their own choice. Now go your own way, with your own ends, with your own kinds, and your own stability in the ways that you made mine, by crafting your own art, work, that dark work. And then ways die in Jesus' name. All of your demons in Jesus' name. Go earn your judgment, because you left me so far behind, in an encasement of my whole time, energy, and mind to be played right out of me. Allowed me in my own home, that dark reality, full of attacks and all of them instabilities by craft, work, that you wanted to play up in that dark work, not even allowing me to make it out alive. So y'all played with fire, y'all played with fire, and set up camp to circle back around inside of my life, to stake me out inside of all your loose screws you choose. How did you do this to me when I loved you so much? And I came into your life sincerely.
I trace my name on the dusty bar, chasing echoes of who we are. All diamonds shine, but they don't leave.
Zane. 98.
How do you want it all to end? Let's get this party started in the same dumpster fire that you made over me, sentencing me to retire me so blindly, being lost off inside of a curse. I'll get that party started and put the progressives to work in each and every single place that you took within the sanctity of my own life and mind. Ready to come on out. It's how you could go ahead and run after all that you did to me. You think that this is fun for me? I was left coming undone so blindly, lost up and all alone inside of that war zone. You stole up my own way to play with words like a curse, gaslit inside of a reality, to play up in verses all of that curse that was leaving me inside of a hearse. What could hurt worse? To watch you flip my words inside of that psychological war zone, to take me away from my whole life, from birth to the grave. Act like my birthrights are yours to steal away, to steal away. So go on in that dumpster fire that you could create all over my life to light up my life in flames. With all you did to me, running me so blindly down lanes that I could see before. Couldn't see. I couldn't see anymore. I couldn't see or reason the steering wheel in front of me. What the fuck was this whole life for, I thought? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Zane 98.
They bled up my name, they bled up my mind, they drew me down to the last of flames. Lost to the flames of my own name, my design, every single drop. So I'm the last one and you wanted to fuck with like this, because all that was there left jumping me up in them stages, deranged, to erase me and eradicate me from my own self and mind, an image of all that I could be, of all that I could be. Today, you left me like the slave of my own brain, to play in that dumpster fire by her own choices, leaving me all leveled out, lost in my own voice, lost in my own choice to even scream out. So I'm screaming out. I'll light up them stages like the 4th of July inside of a missionary move like you've never seen before. Come into that full scope, 'cause you left me in a full send inside of my mind, inside of my life. I was the one thing that they needed to erase, to save themselves, to save their own face. And they really tried to dry me out, leave me swinging in the breeze, that tight noose around my neck. If they could take over my life like this, with ease, to try and save up their own faces.
90.
One that they couldn't erase became their very mistake that they've made, because I wasn't just dealing with one small hard time. No, this was a full lifelong song being staged in my life, engineered inside of a rage. They're playing their rank, a whole life being hackable, all being staged and scripted by cowards and criminals and institutional lies by design, and then imitating my energy, harvesting thieves to rapture their own minds in that mass hysteria, to try and take over my mind, to try and take over my character and bleed me up dry, to hack the real me and leave that artificial intelligent me lost in a complete blind reality. So I'm going all in, and I'm not gonna give a bang, 'cause this criminal cabal of frauds are all thugs. They wear that suit and tie, but they lie. They're all dressed up liars, built from this whole different way of life. This is how they basically leave you thrown fryers and snicker while they cinch up your whole entire life inside of your mind, unable to find yourself inside of the mirrors, being bent up and smashed down to the ground, just like my heart, trying to pick up all the pieces of my whole heart, lost in its whole spark, unable to think down to anything out of the box, setting up tables
90.
made of skulls and bones, and sitting so comfortably inside of your demonic enterprises. Isn't it so entertaining being that sand band. Baal, that's pretty masonry type of crime spree all over life. So you can take all that blood money back to your banks, and then lobby the theft of a man all over the place. That sinister's rage, it's that sickness of that Aleister Crowley's type of an Illuminati that they hide. So toast to you, my friend. I hope you turn to the Lord. Turn to the Lord. So you're all going blind, playing up the parties all over lives, working inside of that blood money, celebrating while life gets so funny, staged and thrown away. So all of these governments are going insane over all of the constituents, trying to control up their minds, thinking for the best inside of their own fellow man. So you can't even tell it's a full stage of the psycho control to make it all seem real fast asleep inside of that dance, that death magic that they chant. They light up their candles and practice that death magic in that hearse, inside of that curse that's been placed all over the earth. Everyone's so fast asleep while there's satanic occultists, that group thinking. So they use that groupthink to make others see and think that your own self is ripping your own self apart, gripping on yourself so tight. And they totally celebrate all of the fans the same way, as they want to govern that control over all of the said problems.
98.
Said problems like a crime spree that they can create against your whole entire human heart, soul, and mind, instead of allowing the switch to be flipped in an actual world that's fully capable of thinking. They play a bitch to totally act and run. No country's the same, to become celebratory all over the hobby of their affairs. That bureaucracy's so thick of a trafficking crime spree, and people can fake and flake off as it doesn't happen, as if it doesn't happen, to flip off people's sanity, getting lost off inside of these abuses. As I was being poisoned up since I was young, baby, so my father could rape his own family bloodline just to take up their own jobs, lost in their own plots, not being robbed, sentenced to kill me and destroy my life. Their nature of their true crimes, prepared to stay a demonic, lost inside of that curses that's been played up on me, so played up on me, so blind see, so they can create that two-side, the two-faced type, double-minded, living half-life, to keep you all planned up like you're stupid idiots, just to be taken all over by the world, all in them fine prints. But it was made to keep you, their project, just to project it onto you, ensure the majority of you would remain at least half asleep to that crime. So the only way to fix this is through making people as crazy made and artificially made inside of their whole non-intelligent bloodbath, so they can go ahead and act like they're the center of intelligence, that center of control, playing with that MK Ultra, trying as if it's not even your own fucking property and right to be free, bearing that timeline. Cause that heavy bureaucracy that's playing up in them synagogues of Satan to steal up the fates of all of human life, to work up in this way, all government hubs pioneering inside of a global flux to control, pumping you in that information war. Go ahead and find your Western world, as if anything's being done out here by their design that they're implementing to take global governance. So all that money going to the EU, Australia, Canada, that has been given them sanctity to take out that true law, go to life. Inside a reality of governance and how that war was made to enhance that mask of the state, that state-of-the-art intelligence, inside of a war zone. Don't care about their crime sprees or their CIA. So they were trying to stake me out, to aim at me the entire time of my life. So I feel that end of the world, the end of the warning. It's all covered up now.
98.
At the expense of your whole truest self, being lost in that bloodbath of all that you could be. They're placing you up on that shelf to leave you so lost off and crossed off as they aim to hate.
Is that you, Clive?
Throw you into a full rage, which allows them demons in a little bit further, cause they need your conscious brains to be so fast asleep to replace your whole name, your whole heart that you're born with from the start. They're failing life with an intent to press up for the stages up, to stage up the slave for a one world governance, all run by the artificial intelligence. So it's the last time that we might have any kind of real governance to work with, being ethically and morally lost off and blind, to be taken by that artificial intelligence. So use your own intelligence. Use your own intelligence. You're smarter than that they could ever be. They can go ahead and run back these circles to bring another attack and cycles to try and leave you folded up in folds of yourself. Take your agency back, cause they've been trying to tie up in these fake ties, these fake lovers and fake supporters all over my life, using that same sabotage of their demonic enterprise. So it's why all these libtards out here are coinciding with each other and their own criminal families, because they can't see out of their own eyes anymore, because it's all witchcraft that's left them blindsided, left front and center, crushing people up like an apple
Is
juice,
that you, Clive?
pretending they were loving, leaving you in danger, circling back, acting like they're so concerned, while that death that they chant, leaving them full scans out on their whole plans, pouring poisons in to staple you down in traps, trying to break you out of your whole purpose to ever be able to turn around. So they weaponize your whole plans for life, hacking you so thoroughly to leave you blindsided by that type of crime. They're hacking you, and they're trying to program you inside of that deception for their demon lies, their demons' ties, to ever just turn back to Christ. So they want to fake, they want to play up these little games leave you in the charades of their games, playing their double-lived, double-living little half-lives the same, all lost without that sanctuary that they were born with. They've just been so lost and demonically cursed.
Williams on the beats.
Zane 90.
So you can see them demonic curses out here, leaving you so enslaved to a life, as if your true worth is just being jarred up. You're just a hex now, trained to have sex without seeing what real love is really for, to steal up every last part of your whole worth, leaving you cursed from birth, as if your whole plan's being designed, pretending something's only wrong with you the entire time, because they're carrying out this type of warfare against the light of our Savior, found in Jesus Christ. Like a torch, you can see it inside of the work of a real dark core that they're staging your whole life, looking for more. Like life's just being revoked if you even try to speak out, 'cause people can't stand to see the truth, and can't stand to see you try to rise up from everything that they've played inside of my life, inside of lives too, all over their whole plans. Can anyone still see it, or are you all half dead as a husk of your whole selves being poisoned up the same way they wanted my whole reality being encaged by demons in their weakest gang-stalking ways, that they're trying to take everyone out here and leave them in that group think where their whole hearts are being cursed just to sink in the lowest waves of that newfound low, and play up as if their glorious ways are being enslaved in their whole mind by design, to stake another man's life out from them, to take over total control of your whole motto, skills. Everything about you just gets killed up with that state-of-the-art crime. No longer able to see a conspiracy. You can look these demons right in their eyes. You know their names. You know how they dress in uniform. You know some of them have badges. You know some of them wear robes. They act like judges. They act like magistrates. But they're nothing of a loving type at all. They're whole heartless cucks.
Silencio, mi canto vuela como el viento.
You can spot them in an awkward look in their eyes, getting all shifty inside of a proxy warfare to cut you off of your own loving support.
98.
A love from each other and a love from another, because them synagogues of Satan's type, it's the sickest type of syndicates flow down to the ground, down on the down low. Now you can see them heavily for what they were, just panning out your pain, dripped up in sins, coming from that insane intelligence. That's not intelligent, man. That's It's not a genius inside of your whole heartless plan. That's one sad act inside of your whole bloodbath. 'Cause you were cursed. You were cursed and lost ever since birth. You've been cursed and blind to that crime spree. You didn't even realize the demons within these people. That same army that should ever wake up and realize they're killing your own blessings inside of your whole life. Getting you to wake up inside. Getting you to wake up inside. Repent. Get sent. Get sent inside for a heaven to prepare, where people can't even breathe in that type of light anymore. To walk with Christ, saying, Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, lead the way, step by step, taking all back, all the hate that they anticipate. To neglect that love, working so well within each other's demonic verses, as they can't even see the stages of the demonic show. It's been a whole shit show here, being tricked out and washed blind, while their hatred and evil isolated in their own minds, the same in that fear of control. All of the evil that's lost inside of this world, being heavily eclipsed, ensuring you're all just doing the devil's work, working in that devil's dirt, being stripped off from all that curse that's been planted upon you, as if though people can see it now. The authority in the Lord, the authority is in the Lord. When we speak to the mountains, they move. When we speak to those mountains, they move. So they didn't want to see that hell, that they needed help within. They needed the help within that they can't get. So as long as they stay a perfect little slave, that slave-made mentality, the devil gets his way. The devil gets his way. While they just play up that fake, flake, phony ties aimed to stitch up your life inside of a craft by design, to switch up on your own life, to leave you in a bloodbath, leave you in a whole bloodbath, working between them lines, left between a hard place and a rock and a hard place. Be water. Be water. They want you to be doing the bidding for the devil, and to keep you so entrapped, fully leveled off of your own originality, inside of that light of Christ that you were born to live in, while being blinded up, bound up inside of that prison society of the mind, all half asleep and blind, so they can't even suggestively see. God's closed their eyes out here. God's closed their eyes out here, so they're all half asleep to a bloodbath of that crime. So when you go to work so hard, they're trying to go to work against your whole life and mind. And that vessel that just gets caught up in that Lord-made haze. It's just when God showed up, they'd still try to escalate it. So I know it hurts, 'cause it's a spiritual murder, that war zone, all across human life. All crazy in their total worth, being stuck in the cages of a demonic entity. So of course that shit's gonna hurt. That shit's gonna hurt. Getting your own energies all harvested away without your knowledgeable mind, being blood blind, lost inside of the these imitators made. Come to the light of our dear Lord Jesus Christ. Cause they mock that version of you. Wake up them coffins too. Cause the Lord will eventually be the one they'll all have to answer to. Cause we're supposed to be up in the mirrors, inside of the light of Christ, helping each other. They'd rather be working that demonic tie, all blind and retired in their minds, as if God shut their eyes. God shut their eyes, unable to see anything true. So they're choosing to stay counterfeits, lost in their own spirits and mind, to ever return back to the Lord. To just then run these campaigns, trying to cop these other intelligence as if it's their own property. But I'm not your property. I'm not yours to boldly come into my life to bloodily abuse me inside of that crime. Not in my bloodline, and not in my family of humanity either. I don't care what badge you wear. These cops are ain't honorable out here when they're playing up in these two-faced ways, and they're utilizing the crimes against me to only create more crime. Fuck you. So I steadily speak against them in Jesus Christ's holy name.
Saying 90.
The Lamb of God, holy be Jesus Christ, holy be. Trying to copy up voices and minds, leveling them out seemingly without any of your originality, autonomy, unable to make it clear, unable to make it clear, out without a conscious decision. So that's the type of danger out here that they can't even fathom the words of within me. I guess it's just unbelievable to them. As if God closed their eyes to entire life of crime played up all over me. So I hated it because I loved so much. And I loved rightly so. I was sincere in my love for you, while you hated me in my heart, setting up that type of light in flames. You hated it so bad that it never stopped, leading me into that bloodbath of all that I could have been this far. So I fought so hard to hold on to my own light, Jesus Christ's originality that He made me born to be, not being stripped down to the bone of all that I could be, because they kept me chained out of my own self-will, my own autonomy, without even being able to reason through all that they would do to keep me chained down to the ground, away from that light, Jesus Christ. I was surviving the darkest nights of the soul, not even allowed to ever even know, allowed to even see just a sliver of my own glow up and shine, like a plan in place to never let me know. Leave me inside without them levers, down to the levee to strip me down to nothing really, placing me in a plan to strip me down to the bones of all that I could be in this life, to call it my fault when they're stabbing me with all of their knives out. So I didn't want to die this way, 'cause it was like I was dead the whole time inside of my head, my whole life. Then I figure it out, and that's just when that bloodbath that they've been creating just got more scarier than scary. So yeah, I'll fight for my own life until the light comes out in this life, or until I meet the Lord on the other side. Because I never folded up my love for you like you folded up your love for me.
Do it like this, like that. Do it like this. Do it like this, like that. Do it like this.
Leaving me inside of that worst state of mind. I couldn't even break away from all they wanted to break away from me. So now that I got up and I raised my voice, it terrifies them that I can see all of the pain that they transcended inside of my life, completely leaving me so cursed inside of my whole heart's purpose. As you all rehearsed the setups of a sabotage, harvesting off my whole energy, and I could otherwise be inside of this life. So you all wear up them costumes while trying to replace me and my whole identity, leaving me stripped down to the bone of your whole group think. Your own demons and the details playing around with my whole life to perform this total takeover of my entire life. Not being allowed to see my true worth that's been made with that blood money that they're staging on my worth to leave me so cursed. And then they're taking their whole blood money that they've made all the way to the banks. So I'm not accepting your curses. I'm speaking up against your demons inside of that real time. Jesus Christ's holy name, precious be, Lamb of God, holy be. Every single place that I wanted to be, and it never let me be, pushing me further down, closer to the edge, one step after another.
Zane 98.
So go ahead and play cop. Go ahead and play cop as if you got that rank. I think you sank inside of your heartless design, taking that blood money all the way to the bank. So I don't care about your whole setups with it. Your whole cursed, lost, and blind way. You got demons inside. You got demons inside. You ain't fighting a single thing. Just slipping away minds. Signed up to be in this whole crime all over my entire life. Just the same ways that these people played to spoil myself out of my whole life. So my blood, it roils and roils, and it coils back inside all that was dealt to me. So go ahead and keep calculating if you want. You're scrambling inside all of your demons you try to hide. And I'll expose all your crimes, cause I can see it all now. You're projecting on me and minimizing everything I could be, pretending as if you had any right to my life, to treat me like your property when you didn't. To the ideas all alone. No, you let those demons in and you allowed them to go to work. So I'm not gonna fold. You can go ahead and play cop. All in all, I wanted to live my own purpose, not be surfaced all out of my whole life in the worst of ways that people just can't believe, because I know exactly how unbelievable it is.
90.
They have no idea how alone it's left me, circling around and cycling these demons inside of my life to go to work, to leave me so cursed up in their powers they were taking upon my whole earth, of me to surface true power of me all over my life. We've left in them full sense of my whole self, scopes of it to play up God, as if God ain't finna catch up with this one, 'cause they stole up my whole sanctuary, my life, my sanctity, with my own mind away, all of that intellectual property that they stole away. So I didn't have a choice to fight for my life, to use my voice. So that's why I'm out here, because they stalked my spirit, my name, that light, our dear Lord Christ, precious Lord Jesus Christ. All glory to the Most High, 'cause I know that originality
90.
that they aimed to destabilize me from ever seeing the skies, to allow that sunlight to ever come back inside of me, so that I could see that crime for what it was, see. So I'm exposing it without remorse for every single place, and repenting with a penitent heart, as they shadowed up my whole entire life, even my lover's life, my love life, staging up a family or a friend, just to steal up my whole life, an energy of truth that has to come out, sparks found in Jesus Christ's light, because He's risen up inside of me, to wake up that belly of the beast they made of themselves, to try and bury me up in that truth, bury me up, full levels of my life, from birth to the grave. 'Cause that poison staged me to die before I could ever even see as much of that crime as I see today. Yeah, they wanted me blood up all of my autonomy and mind.
Freak, are you kidding me?
It's cold out here. If you're kind, you will suffer. If you're weak, you will die. So cold out here. It's a fucked up world. No wonder why it's so cold out here.
Leveling me off in a ritual art of war, looking for a way out, you're prepared for more than this type before, the acute type of an abuse that came through. I'll expose every single one of them, lost without that, caught up in that magic that they're trying to work up in that death camp that they had in store for me. Yeah, I could see every single one of them, all the cowards move exactly for what they were, to sacrifice me. So go ahead and save face, 'cause this is that deliverance. Come in place of your own face of judgments now, 'cause I stand in the truth, what it really is. I needed to run away for such a long time from every single last one of them playing that crime.
It's cold out here. If you're kind, you will suffer. If you're weak, you will die. So cold out here. It's a fucked up world. No wonder why it's so cold out here.
So yeah, I'm speaking on them facts, 'cause they tried to replace me into that early grave. So I'm outspoken, and I'll expose them all, 'cause I walk with the Lord to create that miracle that never thought would ever happen. They wanted me in a bloodbath, all lost inside of that loose mind forever, left inside of that war zone that they didn't fight for me. They left me preyed upon to leave me up in that way. Clarity being snaked out all the way from my own mind to even see where they want to be bled up to die. So I couldn't see it. I couldn't remember every single last part that I needed to.
It's cold out here. If you're kind, you will suffer. If you're weak, you will die. So cold out here. It's a fucked up world. No wonder why it's so cold out here.
They tried to erase me blindly, leaving that poison up in my mind. See, so this is my story, and I've been writing fire through all the storms inside that they've been placing inside of my life. Leave me blindsided, unable to outrun that type of crime, unable to see, unable to be that mind inside of my mind. Left me mummified to bury me up inside of my own mind. So no, never again, not ever, ever again, because I was the one that they couldn't replace, to take out, to leave me so erased. God backed me up and held me down every single time I've been tied to that ground where I could have died.
Cold out here. If you're kind, you will suffer. If you're weak, you will die. So cold out here. It's a fucked up world. No wonder why it's so cold out here.
So while they were planning to dance over my grave, lost within a war zone over haze, all over my whole entire life, to leave me locked down to the main, lost inside of a maze. That spiritual warfare, Jesus rose up in me. Since I was the firstborn, Jesus never gave up on me, the ways that I would ever have been, to ever be, down to the silent ways. So this is my war cry, to take my life back from all the energy that they played me to be so small. So I'm done being preyed on in complete ways. This is my life, my soul, my destiny, to be free. All over this lifelong song to play up to try and retire me. So I'm coming in every single place back to take my own wins, because this life is mine. each and every single way that they've been staying so fast asleep and blind.